I think the word you're searching for is Space Ranger.
The word I'm searching for, I can't say because there's preschool toys present.
Getting kind of tense, aren't you?
What makes Pixar so great? For starters, the fact that they're able to cater to such a wide range of audiences, including adults. Pixar films are full of inappropriate moments, characters, jokes, and innuendos that only the 18+ viewers are let in on. Number 1. Inappropriate tunes.
And singing in lullabies every night? No, I haven't.
We all know the feeling of desperately wanting to see our favorite band or artist live and not being able to.
Why on earth do you want to go so badly?
Whether it's because of crazy high ticket prices, no show date in your town, or in the Turning Red gang case, no parent approval, it's #relatable. In Turning Red, we get to hear just how inappropriate some of the girls' moms think Four Town's music is. Abby's mom thought Four Town was just a little too mature for 13-year-olds.
Mine called it stripper music. What's wrong with that?
Number 2. An inappropriate bite. During the Porto Rosso Cup, Luca runs into quite a bit of trouble when they get into the swimming portion of the competition. But he finds a way around exposing his sea creature-ness by wearing a heavy-duty diving suit and helmet. And while his plan does backfire, it saves him from being the contestant who was attacked by a fish in some pretty private areas. Ouch. That had to have hurt. Number 3. Alluding to crime. Ercole's first encounter with Luca and Alberto isn't exactly a G-rated scene. When he introduces himself, he first compliments their clothes, but ends the comment with,
"What did you get them? A dead body?" Dead body.
Turning it into not only a backhanded compliment, but insinuating that a potential crime had been committed to get the clothes. Of course, a crime we all know Luca and Alberto are definitely not capable of. Number 4. Afterlife problems.
Is this heaven?
No.
In the film Soul, we get to explore the inner workings of Pixar's idea of an afterlife, at least in this universe. And there's one thing we learn: you can be naked in the afterlife. In one scene, we see a soul doing their best to cover up their body while desperately asking where her pants are in Korean.
뭐야, 내 바지 어디 갔어?
I'm not done.
Number 5. Mixed messages.
I'm in a body?
Why are you in my body?
When Joe is in Mr. Mitten's body and 22 is in Joe's, things in Soul get a little weird, especially in the scene where Joe visits his mother's coworkers. So, as not to raise any suspicion, Joe asks 22 to kiss his mother's friend goodbye, like he always would. But 22 didn't get the ritual and ends up kissing her on the mouth. It gets worse. The coworkers start flirting with who they think is Joe, and one even calls him a cougar.
Cougar? I knew it.
I'll take another kiss when you get back, Joey.
A term only adults would understand. Number 6. Stepping on the gas pedal.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Ian couldn't wait to get away from Colt Bronco in this Onward scene. And it's with good reason, considering how upset Colt Bronco becomes when the gang does get away. Right as Bronco realizes they've managed to escape, he yells before the scene cuts out. We all know, as adults, what would have come next. Number 7. No filter. Looks like Colt Bronco isn't the only one in Onward who has a bit of a potty mouth. When Corey takes Laurel under her wing to try and help find her boys, the two end up at a pawn shop. It's there where Corey tries to take her sword, paralyzing the pawn shop owner in the process. Laurel's reaction? Swearing.
Son of... You killed her!
It's okay.
Or almost swearing. Number 8. Bathroom humor. There's a lot to discover when we cross into the land of the dead with Miguel and Coco. And Felipe? He helps with that process, including in this scene after passing the Alebrijes where he says,
"Watch your step, they make caquitas everywhere."
While arguably not only would kids not understand this joke, but non-Spanish speaking adults as well. Caquitas is a slang word for poop. Number 9. Awesome beats. Hector provides great comedic relief throughout Coco.
Who doesn't like a visit from Cousin Hector?
Including when he breaks into the performance of his song about a woman named Juanita. At one point, he hesitantly sings the lyric, Knuckles, and when Chicharron calls him out on the lyric, Hector says,
Those aren't the words.
Are children present?
Many believe the lyric was supposed to be knockers in reference to Juanita's chest. Number 10. skeletal nudity. Miguel also happens to stumble upon an inappropriate adult reference himself. When exploring the land of the dead, he passes an art class where a naked female skeleton is posing. This is in reference to adult art classes that often have nude models. To say the least, Miguel was embarrassed. Number 11. Life sayings. Things heat up between Cruz and Lightning in Cars 3. And not in that way. The two end up in a pretty intense argument that ends in the two deciding on an epic race. In the midst of this, Lightning yells,
"Well, life's a beach, and then you drive."
This was 100% in reference to the very popular real-life adult saying, "Life's a B-word, and then you die." Pixar just made it PG, but still familiar enough that only adults would get it.
Thank you.
Number 12. A dirty derby. In another Cars 3 scene, we get another adult joke, or rather, an inappropriate line. During the demolition derby, Fargame comes really close to Lightning and screams,
Hey, buddy, get the out of my way!
The honk you hear in between that sentence? It was definitely in reference to a pretty popular adult F-word. Yep, Fargame dropped an F-bomb in Cars 3. Number 13. The talk. There comes a time in most kids' lives when they get sat down by their parents who give them the talk. But in Finding Dory, Dory got a little too excited and almost relayed the contents of that conversation to a group of children who weren't quite ready yet, both in the film and probably most of the film's audience watching.
Why are we talking about mommies and daddies? Oh. You see, kids, when two fish love each other.
And we'll stop right there.
Number 14. An inappropriate prize. In Brave, during the very competitive archery tournament, audiences and Lord MacGuffin get a little more than they bargained for. After a well-fought tournament, Wee Dingwall is crowned champion, to which Lord Dingwall reacts by pulling down his pants and exposing his behind to Lord MacGuffin and Lord Macintosh and yells,
Feast your eyes!
a sight no one probably actually wants to feast their eyes on. Number 15. Diving into the wrong places. The triplets in Brave are the perfect stereotype of how people would expect triplet boys to behave. But when they're turned into a throuple of cubs, things get even more wild. One of the cubs ends up jumping in Maudie's shirt right in the area where we see very obvious cleavage. To even confirm the inappropriateness of the scene, one brother looks away and the other grins. What is it with Brave and private areas? Number 16. He gets a little too excited. Buzz and Jessie's love story is one for the ages, and arguably an iconic part of the Toy Story franchise. But do you remember how their first meeting went? We'll give you a hint. It was slightly awkward and just a tad inappropriate, at least on Buzz's end. After the Space Ranger is completely dumbfounded by the red-haired cowgirl, she pulls off moves so impressive that Buzz's wings pop open. Almost like a reference to what happens to real-life people when they're attracted to someone. What do you think about these adult Pixar jokes? Are there any we missed that you can think of? Let us know in the comments below. And if you like this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give it a big thumbs up. Thanks for watching The Things Animated, and we'll see you in another video.